Welcome to this section where we're going to be talking about how to scrape a very popular site and a very good site to scrape called Whoscored.com. So Whoscored has one thing that no other site has, and it has event data. So what this means is it has all of the X and Y coordinates for different events in a match. So it has all the X and Y coordinates for passes, for shots, for different actions that were taken on the pitch. And so what this means is that we can now start to work with event data, and we can work with things like StatsBomb's data, but this data can be used for recent matches. It's not just StatsBomb's open data where they've essentially just opened up a couple competitions. You can get this for most matches in a popular league and for popular teams. You can get it for La Liga, you can get it for the Premier League, you can get it for the MLS. You can't get it for certain competitions like the FA Cup, like the Copa del Rey, just kind of lower competitions because they're using Opta's match coverage. So essentially what we can do is we can scrape this data, and then you'll have event data to gather data to use in recent matches and in your analysis. So this is what I teach in the web scraping workshop as well. I teach you how to scrape this site and kind of pump it all into a database. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to actually scrape it. We're not going to do the whole database thing because that's why the other workshop exists. So essentially what we can do is we can scrape any of these matches that have this match center on them with kind of a view like this, okay? And so what this means is that it does have the event data for us. So we're going to be using Selenium again like we did with FBref, and let's go over to our Jupyter Notebook. So make sure you have undetected Chrome driver installed, and then as well we're going to import our packages. We'll say import JSON, import pandas as PD, and then we'll say import undetected underscore Chrome driver as UC, and then we'll say from BS4 import beautiful soup. Okay, so go ahead, import those, and what we're going to do is we're going to start up our Chrome driver. So we'll say driver equals uc.chrome, and then we're going to say driver.set underscore page underscore load underscore timeout to 5. So what it's going to do is it's going to put a limit on how long a page can load because they have so many ads on this site that I have an ad blocker working right now, but if I did not have an ad blocker, you'd see like 10,000 ads. I'm not even joking. If you've ever been to Whoscored.com, they have so many ads on the site. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a load timeout so that it actually stops loading, because sometimes it gets in an infinite loop of loading and never actually loads the page, okay? And so then we can't continue because we're controlling it with code and it's just saying like, oh, it's still loading, but we need to actually set this page load timeout. So go ahead and run that, and that will pop open your Google Chrome, which is right here, okay? So this is my Google Chrome right here. And then just like an FBref and right here, what we're going to do is we're just going to use this to go to this URL, okay? So I'm going to do it with this La Liga match from last season. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be scraping the event data from this match. And the way that you actually find it is it's kind of hidden in the page source. So we're going to right click and we'll go view page source, okay? And then you can come up here and you can click this line wrap right there as well. And what you want to do is you want to hit Command F or Control F. You just need to search, and we're going to search for match center data. Center is spelled the non-American way. It's spelled the British way, the European way. And so basically what this is this is just a big dictionary that's going to have all of the data in here, okay? And so as you can see, if you scroll through here, if you want to read it, so as you can see, they have a pass type right here, and it has the X and Y coordinates. So that is what we're going to be extracting out of this. This is how you can make like past maps, you can make past networks. You can do a lot of cool stuff with just event data. So it's really cool that we can scrape this. So now let's go ahead and we are going to go back here and we're going to say, and we're going to do something to kind of enforce this page loadout again. We're going to say try, okay, with a colon. We're going to say driver.get, and then just paste the URL in there, okay? And then we'll say accept. And then after the accept block, we'll say driver.execute script, and then say window.stop, okay? So what this is going to do is this is going to basically get this URL for our 5 seconds, and then this actually, if it hits 5 seconds, it will throw an error. So that is why we have to use this try and accept to basically catch our error, to basically say, okay, it's an error, but I know it's coming, so I want to do something about it. So we'll go ahead and we'll run that, and then you can come over here, and it'll go to the match center. It'll load for 5 seconds or about. Around there. Okay. So now it's done. It loaded, at least on our end. It might still be spinning right here. You can click the X if you want. So essentially what you're looking for is just that a number pops up, because that means that we can go ahead and move on with our code. If you just get the star right here, that means it's just infinitely loading. That's why we did this set page loadout. And so now we're going to scrape the actual data from the page. So to do this, we'll just say soup equals beautiful soup, okay? And we'll say driver.pageSource and html.parser. Okay, so that creates our soup object. And then we're going to say data equals soup.select1. And we can kind of see how this is structured right here. It's a little weird, but essentially we're going to get this script tag, okay? So we'll say soup.select1, and we want script, and then we'll do a colon dash soup dash contains. Okay, so this is going to allow us to select the script tag that contains a certain piece of text in it. And that is where we are going to put this match center data, because that only shows up, as you can see, in one place. So just go ahead and put that inside of 2 quotes right there. And then if we run that, that'll get that data for us. And you can say data dot text through 1000 like that. And as you can see, it returns basically this whole big text block right here. Okay. So that is how we actually get the data. So now what we need to actually do is parse this dictionary, this match center data out. So it's going to require a little bit of string splitting and kind of finagling. If you remember Python basics, we're going to split the string. But what we're going to do is we're going to say match dict equals JSON.loads, okay? Because it's going to come back as a JSON object, and we're going to load it into a dictionary. And we'll say data.text.split match center data, okay, colon space. And then we want to get the first object, so technically the second, but object number 1, index number 1, dot split, and then match center event type JSON 0 dot strip, and then in brackets through -1, like that. So that's a whole big thing, but that's basically just stripping and cutting all of this data up so that we can get the data that we need. So if we go ahead and run that, and so now we can say match dict.keys, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so now we have a dictionary, and it has all of this different information. So it has a player ID dictionary, it has timestamps, it has date information, it has scores, it has the referee, the venue, the attendance, and what we are most interested in is this events dictionary right here, okay? So if we say match underscore events equals match dict events, and then we say df equals pd.data frame, so we'll turn it into an actual pandas data frame, match events, like that, okay? And so now we can do df.head, and as you can see, we now have a data frame with all of that information. And it's kind of nestled a little weird, like it has stuff inside of dictionaries, but it has really good columns, like if we do df.columns, okay? So we have the minute, the second, the team ID, X and Y coordinates. It has the type, so this will be like a pass, a shot. It has things like is goal, is shot, player IDs, end X, end Y. It has like goal, mouth. It has blocks. It has related fields. So this is really good data to start playing with because this is how it kind of is formatted for Opta. So if you ever get the chance to work with Opta data straight from their API, this is how it's going to be formatted. So it's really good to understand how Opta data and event data works, because this is kind of the backbone of football analytics. So that is it for Whoscored. If you want to see how to actually plot this, I'm not going to do it in this video because that's in a different section, but in the GitHub you can get I'll leave a little snippet at the bottom of the code. They'll show you how you can actually plot a shot map using this data. So that is it for Whoscored, and I will see you in the next video.